Hello, Phil Swann here again with another episode of Together, where we look at well-being, good mental health, and the Christian hope. Recently, we've been looking at the issue of resilience. How can we encourage one another to be stronger in the face of adversity and not simply to give up when things get difficult? And we've been seeing that often we are stronger than we think we are, and that the battle is really rooted not in how good I am at doing something, but ultimately how I think about myself. Now, I was in a meeting last week, and there were lots of people in that meeting with very strong opinions, and some of those opinions were very different. But we had a brilliant chairman who kept us all together, made sure that we listened to one another, and at the end, we found out it was far more that we had agreement in than we realized. And when I watched him operating as a chair, one of the things I noticed he would often say after somebody had presented their particular view on the issues we were discussing, he had this little phrase, "It's all good, it's all good." And he said it even in moments where there was disagreement, and sometimes the disagreement was quite sharp. No, he said, "It's all good, it's all good." Since he was saying that, and it was a meeting earlier in the week, as the week went on, I've noticed how often people use this phrase now. It's all good. It's all good. And I've been thinking about that phrase. And it's something that can help you and help me grow in this matter of resilience. You see, sometimes we come across something that isn't good. It's challenging. It may seem too much for us, and may cause us to be fearful. And yet, believing in ourselves, believing in the fact that we're stronger than we think we are, and taking hold of those thoughts in our minds, which often are so negative, and taking them to court, examining them, and seeing whether or not they're true, and invariably finding that they're not true, we find that we can make progress, even in the face of things that initially we don't think are good. And here's the thing. As we do this, as we come across adversity, as we come across difficulty, and as we maintain our movement through those difficulties, you know what? It's all good. It all becomes good. Suddenly, hard things, disappointing things, frustrating things actually can be turned to good for us as we battle through and grow in resilience and grow in strength. You see, no experience in life is wasted. At least it shouldn't be. Even those ones that might take us to the edge of what we think we can cope with. In those times, as we inch our way forward, refusing to give in, and believing that we're stronger than we think we are, and wrestling with our thoughts, every step forwards we take, it turns what is bad into something that is, it's all good. Negative experiences, setbacks which we've dealt with and found our way through, though it was very, very hard at the time, the fact that you kept going and you found your way through means at the end of the day, you can say, it's all good. Makes you stronger. You see, resilience is something we grow in. Some of you know I used to be a physiotherapist. People sometimes ask me, how do I get stronger? How do I get stronger legs, stronger arms? How do I get myself fitter after a period of illness? Well, however you look at it, whatever exercises you've got, however frequently you do them, ultimately, it all comes down to one thing. You've got to put your body under a strain or a load. If we just sit around and don't do anything, we'll never get stronger. And so with resilience is like that. As we face adversity, push ourselves through, we get stronger. And though it might seem very bad at the time, in the end we can look at it and say, you know what? It was all good. There's a verse in the New Testament that maybe you've heard of. Sometimes you'll hear it from people who play sport or something like that, or people who face real challenges in life, who are Christians. And the verse simply says this: I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And however strong your thoughts may become about yourself, I can do this, I can get through this, I'm stronger than I think I am, I've been in this situation before and I did it, I can do it. However strong that may be, it is nothing compared to the strength which is available to us in Jesus Christ. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, that doesn't mean that right now I could climb on top of a mountain and jump off and not hurt myself, or sit behind the controls of a 747 and fly to wherever and land it successfully. No, it doesn't mean that. It's not a blank check. When the Bible tells us that we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength, it's speaking about the things that Christ wants us to do. There is never a situation that a Christian faces without the strength being supplied for that situation by Christ. So however good you are at finding your own way through situations and developing your own resilience through your own thoughts and your own life experiences, there is a greater strength to be found in Jesus Christ, who is both God and man, and tells us that if we take him seriously and want to live life in the way in which he wants us to live, we can do it because he's promised strength for it. And that is a great comfort for the Christian believer. Well, thanks for joining us today. It's probably the last we're going to say on resilience for a while. We're going to take a new subject next time at Together, but thank you for being with us today, and God bless you.